I was knocked down, heard the countdown through the haze in the face of defeat, yeah.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's going to be following on from the last video and still sticking with mental health. You might have guessed from the title, it's going to be sort of towards diet, hydration, that sort of thing, and how it affects you day to day. So it is going to be about how food can affect your mood, right? You need to realise that improving your diet, for one, is going to help things like improving your mood. It's going to give you more energy and it's going to help you think a lot more clearly. Now, again, I'm going to be looking at the computer, unfortunately, getting some facts and figures and sort of helping me with this, but I've taken some advice from the YouTubing world and hopefully it's going to be a little bit more entertaining, but we'll get to that in a bit. So, you need, when it comes to looking after your mental health, there's a lot of things you can do. One of them is you can change your diet, and it's probably the easiest thing to do through lockdown. Things like exercise, because gyms are closed and stuff, is a little bit more difficult, especially if you struggle with it in general. Now, try to think about what you do in a day. Try to think about what you eat and what you'd rather eat. I'm sure, much like myself, I'd rather sit down and chow down on something that's disgustingly unhealthy, and I do on a very regular basis. Now, I am a sucker for not doing this, and I never seem to eat breakfast. I go through phases where I'll eat it or I won't, and personally I don't know whether it does affect me or not. I'm not too sure, but it probably does, doesn't it? I probably eat meals that are maybe a little bit too big on a regular basis, especially when it comes to like snacking and stuff. So I don't know, let's learn together, eh? Now, one of the big things about eating is that people do seem to go for 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch and tea, or however you want to say it, and that's not going to work for everybody. Some people might work better by eating small meals more regularly. You are going to eat the same amount of food in a day. You're probably going to snack a little bit less, but is it something to try? Yeah, why not? Might help you. Now, I am definitely one that doesn't do this, but, and I'm taking this from the Mind website here, but getting your 5 a day, you got a lot of minerals, vitamins and fibre throughout fruit and veg that are going to help you keep physically and mentally healthy. And I definitely don't get anywhere near 5 a day, probably. I should. Now, there's lots of challenges out there. There's like a rainbow challenge, trying to eat a piece of fruit or veg from every colour of the rainbow, and it's trying to increase what you're eating in a day. Now, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter whether you're going for fresh, frozen, tinned, dried, some form of juiced fruits. It's all going to count towards your sort of intake for the day. Now, there's a lot of websites out there that can help you. I'm trying to look at one right now, but the internet won't load it. But NHS Choices is apparently a good website for ideas on how to get your 5 a day. Now, you need to make sure, compared to your body weight, that you're getting enough protein, carbs, fats in. But depends what you want to do as well. Depends whether you want to gain weight or lose weight. It doesn't really matter. Trying to throw this back to sort of the fitness world, it doesn't really matter whether you want to gain weight or lose weight. You still need to eat healthy. And yes, again, we would rather eat something that's horrible like a burger, but it's not to say that you can't eat that sort of stuff. It's to say that include that once in a while and have more sort of nutritious food during like most days. Maybe go Monday to Friday if that's how you work. If you do a Monday to Friday job, maybe try Monday to Friday as healthy. Have a day off on Saturday, and get back to it. Now, there's lots of things that people get scared of with food. One of the big ones is fats. Now, there is healthy fats and unhealthy fats, which I'd probably argue that your body sort of reads them all the same. But try and get things like oily fish, nuts, especially sort of like almonds. You can even sit there and eat some seeds like sunflower and pumpkin seeds if you're really sick and twisted. Avocados, love an avocado. Drink some milk, have a yogurt, that sort of thing, to get some, you know, decent fatty acids in you as well. You need omega-3 and 5 for your brain to keep it healthy. Now, some ideas on how you can eat healthy involves quite literally getting a pen and paper if you really want to do it on a computer and your laptop, whatever. You start there making plans. Make a plan for a week and stick to it. Make a plan for, even if it's just for 3 days, if you want to make a plan every 3-4 days, and then stick to it. Go to a shop, buy the food that you need and nothing else, and then you don't have the temptation in the house when you do feel like snacking or whatever. Make sure that you are planning ahead, though. It makes life a lot easier, and I'll tell you that from working in a job where sometimes having a meal isn't an option. Doesn't bode well for this sort of stuff, but that comes down to my piss poor planning. If I was better at it, it'd be a lot easier for me to keep with a continuously healthy diet, and that might mean that I've just got to take something that I can carry around with me at work, so it's easy to grab, something cold, which, don't get me wrong, I'd probably prefer something warm in these horrible winter months, but hey ho. Try and make the food enjoyable as well. Don't sit there and try and eat something that you're not going to enjoy because you're not going to return to it. Try and find a recipe that's similar to something you already like, but replaces a lot of unhealthiness with healthier foods. And that can be absolutely anything, really, can't it? If you're massively struggling for ideas, obviously money dependent, because I know times are hard for a lot of people with the current climate, but get some professional support. Get somebody who can do you a diet plan, basically get a nutritionist who can help you include foods that you'll enjoy into a diet whilst being healthy. You've got to also remember, there's a lot of people that have mild intolerances to food. Now, if you do, it's probably good to get tested. It might be affecting your physical and mental health. Might not. It might be so mild that you don't even notice it, but it's worth probably not eating that sort of food. Now, obviously, when it comes to diets at the minute, there's a lot of people who aren't exercising at all, aren't going to the gym, so you need to make sure that your body is getting what it needs, not what it's needed. When you're training on a regular basis, when you're going to the gym, 7 days a week or whatever you crazy psychos do, you need to make sure that your body's taking what it needs and leaving what you don't need, basically. Makes it quite difficult because a lot of people have spent so long in and out of gyms that they know what the body needs when they're training on a regular basis, but they don't know what it needs without training. Play around with it. Play around with all of this, and maybe it'll help you feel a little bit stronger, help you feel better mentally more than anything. Now, again, this video is a bit boring, it's me talking, but times are tough. Can't go to a gym, can't do any workout videos, anything like that as much as I'd love to right now, and I'm hoping lockdown won't last too much longer here in the UK, but I've no doubt it will. Now, I am going to sort of stick with the mental health for probably a couple more videos at the very least, but if you've got any ideas about other videos, anything else you want me to do some research on for you, put it in the comments, DM me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is always at the end of the videos, and just let me know. I'll see what I can do, and if people are wanting that sort of video putting out, then I will quite happily do it. Do not forget, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and I've said it before, but this channel is hopefully going to be about helping people, especially through the tougher times in life. So tell everybody, make it blow up. Cheers.
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far.